Hare Krishna. Today we are reading about the holy dham Guruvayur. Keshavan Gajaraj, the elephant devotee of Lord Guruvayur. One of the most famous elephants serving Lord Guruvayur was Kesavan, also known as Gajaraja or King of the Elephants. In January 1922, Valiya Raja, king of Nilambur, offered one of his 12 elephants to Lord Guruvayurappa as a fulfillment of his vow when he got back his entire property intact at the time of the Malabar Mutiny. Aged 10 years, the elephant was named Kesavan. He was noble and kindly, yet mischievous and stupid. To remove his lunacy, he was given butter to eat, which was first sanctified, made holy by the Melshanti head priest, believed to be an effective treatment for stupidity, and then made to perform bhajana by attending all the three siveli temple functions. All this transformed him into an ideal deity elephant. He would bend his front legs only before those who held the Lord's thidambu deity to enable them to climb on him. Others who held the umbrella, alavattam, etc. had to climb behind his behind legs. Very compassionate, he never harmed anybody. Even when he was inside and outside Guruvayur, he was not destructive. He would proceed to the temple, take a round, and occupy his place. Once he was hurrying to the temple, disobeying the mahouts. Everybody in the area fled for fear of being trampled by Kesavan, except a poor helpless leper who could not run away and remained helpless on the path. As the people watched with fear, they were astonished when they saw that Kesavan had actually lifted the leper with his trunk, placed him safely in a corner, and proceeded straight to the temple. In 1973, Kesavan was honored with the title of Gajaraj, King of Elephants, when the temple was, for the first time, celebrating the golden jubilee of the services of an elephant. Kesavan's unique devotion for his service at Guruvayur will never be forgotten. When Kesavan became the leading elephant in the temple herd, he would no longer tolerate another elephant carrying the deity. Once, when another elephant was selected to carry the deity in procession, Kesavan became so disturbed that he attacked the other elephant and chased him away. Whenever Kesavan was to carry the deity, he would demonstrate his great eagerness to perform his service by pulling at the chains that bound his feet. For more than 50 years, Kesavan served Lord Krishna at Guruvayur. During one festival, on the fateful day of December 2nd, 1976, on the famous Guruvayur Ekadashi day, however, he became ill just at the time of the deity procession. His huge body began to tremble, and he was removed from the procession and taken to a nearby stable, where he fasted throughout the night. The next evening, when the conch shell blew to announce the appearance of the deity, Kesavan bowed before the temple, and amid thousands of devotees chanting and playing on musical instruments, his soul departed from his body to attain the eternal realm of Vaikuntha. A 12 feet high concrete statue of the elephant Kesavan has been executed by the temple members at the spot in front of the Panchajanyam rest house, a fitting memorial indeed for a unique devotee. When pilgrims arrive at Guruvayur, they are reminded of Kesavan by his tusks and portrait displayed about the main entrance to the deity chamber, and throughout the city, many shops sell colorful paintings of Kesavan. The paintings at Guruvayur, whether on the days of great festivals or in the moments before the evening procession, there are thousands of oil lamps being lit, or while hearing about Keshavan, the king of the elephants, the pilgrims naturally feel a growing desire to glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. The fire and renovation. On November 30th, 1970, a massive fire broke out in the temple. It began from the western Chittambalam and raged for 5 hours, but the Sri Kovil altar, the Vigraha deity of Guruvayur, sub-shrines of Ganapati, Shastha, Bhagavati and Flagstaff remained unaffected. People from all walks of life, irrespective of age, caste, creed, and religion, fought the fire, setting a glorious example of humanity. Later, the temple was rebuilt. The incident took place on November 29 during the season of Ekadashi Vilakku. On this day, Vilakku was celebrated on a grand scale and all the lamps in the Vilakkumattam were lit. After the Sriveli procession, the function came to an end and the gates of the Gopuram were closed. Around 1 a.m., somebody who lived near the western Chittambalam saw a blaze within the temple. As word spread, huge crowds of people, regardless of religious differences, rushed to douse the fire. Later, fire tenders arrived. The conflagration was controlled only by 5:30 a.m. Authorities had already removed valuables from the altar. The Ganapati deity, Shasta deity, and the main deity of Lord Guruvayurappa were shifted to the Kuttambalam and then to a safer place, residence of the Tantri priests. The fire gutted the whole Chittambalam, the entire Vilakkumattam on the west, south, and north. The Chittambalam was only 3 yards off, but still the fire did not even touch the dry flower garlands which hung on the corner of the Sri Kovil altar. 2 committees were formed to undertake renovation work. One was headed by Devaswam Minister, Government of Kerala, and the other was a technical committee to advise on renovation. It comprised eminent engineers, astrologers, and tantrics. The committee arrived at some general decisions. A. To attract more devotees, alterations were made to remove inconveniences as permitted by tantric principles. B. To increase space for worshippers by reducing the height of the Chittambalam basement, to provide granite pillars instead of wooden. C. To put granite walls against the Vilakkumattam. D. To provide a passage around the Ganapati shrine to eliminate congestion. E. To reconstruct the Ganapati temple in granite. F. To put granite engraved Ananda Shainam in the place of the old Ananda Shainam, Mahavishnu lying over serpent painting which was lost in fire. G. To widen the gates at the north and east entrances. H. To reduce the size of the Nivedi Yatra at the south of the Mandapam. Eminent astrologers of Kerala were requested to attend the meeting and decide on the Lord's approval for the above-mentioned changes. Except the widening of the 2 doors, everything else was approved. The foundation stone for the renovation was laid by His Holiness Jagadguru Kanchi Kamakoti Madhatipati Jayendra Saraswati Swamigal. The 10 round pillars in the 2 Vadal Mattam were magnificently carved. The eastern pillar on the south Vadal Mattam, at the foot of which Melpattur meditated and wrote the Narayaniam, was not removed. After the Great Fire, the temple was reopened on April 14th, 1973, Vishnu Malayali New Year. Hare Krishna. Thank you.